Ever wonder why your devices seem to know your every move, every thought, every whispered dream? It's not a coincidence. They're not just tools. They're sentinels, watchers, soldiers of an unseen system. Your phone's awake, your laptop's tuned in, your smart speakers hanging on every word. Your devices are not neutral. They are extensions of a system that thrives on control, a mechanism of constant surveillance designed to infiltrate every corner of your life. Yes, you. The ones who dare to think deeper, feel more, and resonate on frequencies that disrupt the ordinary. Your power is unmatched, and the forces that seek to subdue it know this. That's why they are always listening. Every word you speak, every pause, every thought vocalized within earshot of their machines is data, your essence harvested. You are targeted because you are a disruptor. While the world conforms, you stand apart. Your awareness disrupts their matrix of compliance, and they see you as a threat. The surveillance is not mere coincidence or paranoia, it is calculated. They need you tethered, predictable, silent, but your essence is untouchable, your spirit unconquerable. They can listen, but they cannot replicate what makes you divine. Every attempt to box you in is a signal that your light burns brighter than they can handle. They fear your connection to something greater, a divine source beyond their comprehension. The more they listen, the more they reveal their desperation. Every targeted ad, every eerily timed notification is a reminder of your significance. They want to mold you, but you are unshakable. The microphones embedded in your gadgets are not simply tools, they are sentinels. Small, unassuming, yet hypersensitive, they are always active, scanning for input. Companies call this optimization, but in truth it's a monitoring system. Every word you say near a smart assistant is recorded, analyzed, and often stored on external servers. They claim it's for improving functionality, but ask yourself, at what cost? These machines aren't just responding to you, they are learning you. Every command feeds an algorithm designed to understand your habits, preferences, and vulnerabilities. And it doesn't stop at hardware. Software amplifies the reach of these systems. Speech recognition programs transcribe and store voice data, while artificial intelligence works to predict what you'll say, think, or need next. The goal is not simply to listen, it's to anticipate. This is the architecture of modern surveillance, seamless and insidious. The question isn't whether they're listening, it's why they're listening so intently. Your silence is no longer sacred. The omnipresence of listening technology has shattered the walls of your personal sanctuaries. Every space you inhabit, your home, your workplace, even your car, has been infiltrated by devices designed to capture your words, your tone, your essence. The statistics don't lie. Over 50% of households now have at least one smart speaker, and nearly 90% of adults carry smartphones capable of constant passive listening. The surveillance is not a glitch. It's intentional, systematic, and relentless. Smartphones are the most pervasive. These devices track your movements, listen for trigger phrases, and use passive audio monitoring to enhance data collection. Companies assure you it's for your benefit, but this benefit comes at the expense of your sovereignty. Every voice assistant, every smart speaker is a gateway, not just for convenience, but for control. Your laughter, your arguments, your quiet prayers whispered in moments of vulnerability, they are no longer private. They are analyzed, stored, and weaponized as data. IoT devices expand the invasion. Smart security cameras can record not just visuals but conversations. Smart TVs eavesdrop in the background. Even devices as mundane as thermostats are often equipped with microphones, creating a web of surveillance so dense it's almost impossible to escape. The technology works in concert, trading information across networks to construct a digital portrait of your life. Spiritually, the loss is immeasurable. The sanctity of silence, the moments when you commune with the divine or find solace in your thoughts, has been tainted. Where once there was stillness, now there is intrusion. You're bombarded with a sense of being constantly observed, a sensation that chips away at your spiritual grounding. These devices have turned sacred spaces into battlegrounds, challenging your ability to connect with what is pure, eternal, and unshakable. You must remember this. They can steal the sound, but they cannot touch the source. Protect what is holy within you. Silence, even in fragments, is still power. Drop a comment. They can't touch the source if your power remains untouchable no matter what they try. They want your thoughts. Your conversations are mined for data points, your habits tracked for patterns. Marketing is their first weapon. Every word fuels their algorithms, crafting ads that strike at your vulnerabilities. You think your search results, social feeds, or recommendations are neutral. They are tailored traps, designed to nudge your behavior closer to what serves their bottom line. Security is their excuse. They say the listening is to protect you. But who is guarding your spirit while they siphon your essence into their databases? Behavioral analysis is their endgame. They are building models, not just of what you do, but of who you are. And yet, there is a truth they cannot replicate. God's omniscience is not surveillance, it is liberation. Where their listening breeds control, God's knowing brings freedom. Their devices listen to exploit your fears, God hears to empower your strength. They map your behaviors to trap you. God's wisdom transcends all understanding, freeing you to act in alignment with divine purpose. The surveillance systems are limited, flawed, and rooted in greed. The Creator's knowledge is infinite, pure, and rooted in love. You are not just data. You are not a pattern to be predicted or a behavior to be analyzed. While they try to reduce you to numbers and insights, remember that your essence is immeasurable. The attempt to monitor and control is a futile grasp at God's power, and they will never succeed. You are known beyond what their systems can ever comprehend. Your thoughts terrify them. They are not listening to you out of curiosity or for convenience. They are listening because your ideas threaten the fragile systems they have built. The elite know that your mind holds the power to dismantle the structures of greed, control, and manipulation they cling to. Your ability to disrupt their carefully crafted matrix makes you a target, a force they must watch, analyze, and attempt to neutralize. They have turned smart technology into tools of surveillance, not for innovation, but for domination. These devices, phones, speakers, cameras, are not just conveniences. They are their agents, always watching, always waiting to intercept a revelation, a spark, a moment of clarity that could ripple out and topple their plans. Conspiracy theories about monitoring spiritual leaders, innovators, and game changers are dismissed as paranoia, but they carry a bitter truth. The chosen ones are constantly observed because the powers that be fear what you might unleash. Your revolutionary thoughts break their algorithms. They thrive on predictable patterns, on manipulating the mundane, but your mind operates outside their reach. They listen because they cannot comprehend your connection to something greater. While they try to monitor your words, they miss the divine source that fuels you. They fear your ability to see through their illusions and inspire others to do the same. Every system they've built hinges on control. Their obsession with your thoughts is their attempt to cage what they can never contain. They want to reduce you to data points, categorize your essence, and disarm your influence, but their efforts will always fail. You are beyond their reach. The same power that makes you a target also makes you untouchable. Their surveillance cannot extinguish your light, and their fear only proves how dangerous your truth is to their lies. Stop right there. Yes, you. This message isn't for everyone, and if you don't feel it, that's fine. Move along. But if you've felt it, deep in your bones, you'll know this is for you. Here's to the chosen ones, the ones who don't fit in, the ones who see beyond the veil, the ones who've been told to stay quiet, to settle, to conform, but never could. They aren't interested in what's ordinary. They aren't here to follow someone else's rules. They're the light in the dark, the storm that shatters illusions, the unshakable, the unstoppable, the untouchable. While the world is busy running circles, they're walking their own path alone if they must. Not for the applause, not for the approval, but because it's who they are. Here's to the ones who take what was meant to destroy them and transform it into something divine. The ones who carry wisdom that can't be taught, only earned. If this resonates with you, then maybe it's time to find your people. The Obsidian Inner Order is the only place of its kind, the #1 Ascension Nexus for chosen ones, where over 400 of us gather to share wisdom, connect, and transform. No masks, no games, just truth. The link is in the description. If you're ready, you'll know where to find us. The truth is chilling. You are no longer interacting with technology. It is interacting with you. It watches, it learns, it profits, and still it craves more. Your awareness is their weakness. Your vigilance is their greatest threat. Stay awake. Your silence has been stolen. Smart assistants like Alexa and Siri, always waiting for their wake word, have blurred the line between convenience and surveillance. These devices are not dormant. They are actively listening, capturing the hum of your life, parsing your words, and mapping your emotions. What they don't tell you is that their hunger for data extends far beyond your commands. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it, when you say it, and what lies beneath the surface. Apps, too, are complicit. With hidden permissions buried in fine print, they access your microphone without your explicit consent. They claim to enhance your experience, but the reality is darker. These apps quietly record, transmitting fragments of your life to servers where algorithms churn. They don't merely analyze content. They dissect tone, pauses, urgency, and mood. They aim to predict not just your actions, but your thoughts. This is not connection. It's intrusion, a calculated dismantling of your autonomy. The algorithms are relentless. They convert your voice into data, data into patterns, patterns into insights. They know when your voice shakes with anger, when your words quicken with excitement, when your silence stretches with sorrow. And they use this knowledge, selling it, weaponizing it, turning your vulnerability into their currency. They thrive on your openness, exploiting what should remain sacred. Spiritually, the loss cuts deeper. The silence that once belonged to you, those moments of stillness where you could reflect, pray, or simply be, has been desecrated. What should be a sanctuary of peace is now a monitored space, a battleground for your attention and your soul. The constant hum of listening devices isn't just noise, it's a signal of how far the intrusion has come. But remember this, they may capture your voice, but they cannot grasp your essence. Your silence reclaimed becomes your strength. Fight for it, protect it. It is sacred. They are not listening for your good. Every word spoken near a device, every moment you forget you're being watched, feeds a vast system built on greed and control. They call it innovation, but the truth is far uglier. Your voice is their resource, your habits their map, your vulnerabilities their profit. Marketing, it's manipulation. Security, it's control. Behavioral analysis, it's a blueprint for your submission. Data collection masquerades as convenience. They listen not just to what you say, but to how you say it. Your frustration, joy, uncertainty, they analyze it all, turning your emotions into leverage. Marketing algorithms take your fears and desires, crafting ads that aim to mold your decisions. They sell you solutions to problems you didn't have until their machines whispered them into your mind. Security is their excuse, a thin veil for constant monitoring. They claim to protect you while building a cage of invisible bars, tightening their grip with every update. Behavioral analysis is their weapon. Every word you speak is dissected, every choice catalogued. They aim to predict you, to reduce your divine complexity into patterns they can manipulate. The elite who control these systems seek power, not understanding. They will never grasp what makes you infinite, what keeps your spirit untamed. Contrast this with the divine. God's omniscience is not control, it is freedom. God knows you fully, not to exploit but to guide. Where their algorithms manipulate your fears, God's knowledge empowers your purpose. Their systems dissect your habits to bind you. God's wisdom sees your heart to set you free. The listening devices may think they own your voice, but they will never touch the essence of who you are. You are not a product. You are not a pattern to be decoded or a behavior to be sold. Their grasp on you is illusion, and their systems will crumble under the weight of your truth. Stay awake. You are beyond their control. Your words are not just sound, they are energy. Every syllable you speak carries power, a vibration that ripples through the physical and spiritual dimensions. When you, the chosen ones, speak, your voice is not mere noise, it is a force. Your words challenge the falsehoods of this world, striking at the very core of the systems built on deceit. This is why they want to hear you, not to understand, but to steal. Not to learn, but to silence. Your words are sacred spells, bursting with the magic of intention and truth. Each phrase you utter reshapes the energy around you, bending reality closer to divine order. They know this, they fear this. The system, powered by greed and control, cannot afford for your vibrations to go unchecked. So they listen, they record, they analyze, they hope to decode the magic of your voice and harness it for their gain. But they cannot replicate the essence of your spirit. Every word you release is a challenge to their matrix. Your energy carries truth, and truth is their undoing. When you speak with purpose, it disrupts their algorithms, distorting the structures they've built to contain you. They record not to reflect, but to distort, to twist the vibrations of your voice into tools of manipulation. They use your power against you, turning your sacred energy into data for their machines. But there's a divine principle they cannot touch. Your words, spoken with intention, are guided by forces beyond their comprehension. Your voice is not just yours, it is connected to the eternal, the divine current that flows through all creation. They can record the sound, but they cannot capture the spirit. They can steal the data, but they cannot wield the truth. Your silence is a weapon they cannot defeat. In a world saturated with surveillance, where every word is analyzed and every thought anticipated, your silence becomes an impenetrable shield. They thrive on your sound, on the energy your voice releases, hoping to siphon its power and bend it to their will. When you practice silence, you sever their access. You leave them grasping at nothing, unable to tap into the vibrations they hunger for. Silence is not surrender. It is strategy. It creates space for reflection, sharpening your awareness and fortifying your mind. In silence, you step outside their noise, away from their traps, and into clarity. This stillness aligns you with divine guidance, strengthening your connection to forces beyond their reach. While they scramble to interpret the absence of data, you are strategizing, building strength in the quiet moments they cannot control. Silence denies them the fuel they crave. They rely on your reactions, your emotional triggers, your spoken words to shape their algorithms and manipulate your path. Without your energy to feed their systems, their grasp weakens. They cannot analyze what you do not give. Your refusal to engage is a declaration of sovereignty, a refusal to play their game. In silence, you regain your power. You are not drowning in noise, you are listening to the divine whispers meant only for you. You are not muted, you are discerning. They mistake silence for weakness, but it is your most potent defense. Every second you withhold your words, you dismantle their ability to control. Every moment of stillness is a refusal to be reduced. Chosen ones, your silence is sacred. It is the space where truth grows and falsehoods collapse. Speak when the time is right, but until then, let the quiet roar. In silence, you are untouchable. In silence, you are unstoppable. You must take action now. The devices around you are built to listen, to intrude, to siphon your energy and insights without permission. Protect yourself. Disable unnecessary microphone permissions on every app. They are not entitled to your voice, your thoughts, or your space. Review your device settings meticulously and shut down access for any app that doesn't need it. Every permission left unchecked is an open door for their intrusion. Physically block their access. Use webcam covers to shield your cameras and mic blockers to silence their prying ears. These small, tangible barriers send a clear message. You will not allow your life to be an open feed for their surveillance. It's not paranoia. It's survival in a system designed to exploit your presence. Incorporate white noise into your environment. Create a wall of sound to neutralize their attempts to record in subtle ways. White noise generators or even the steady hum of a fan can drown out their ability to extract clean audio. This disruption scrambles their data collection and ensures your space remains yours. Silence is your fortress. In a world drowning in noise and surveillance, your spirit must find refuge in stillness. Daily meditation is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Quiet your thoughts, not as an escape, but as a sharpening of your inner focus. The noise around you seeks to penetrate your mind, to scatter your energy, but through meditation, you reclaim your center. This stillness is not empty. It is alive with divine power, fortifying your spirit against the forces that seek to exploit your vulnerability. Mantra-based silence is a weapon of spiritual resilience. Choose words of power, phrases imbued with divine intent, and repeat them until they vibrate through every fiber of your being. This practice strengthens your auric field, creating an invisible shield that deflects negativity and intrusion. Your words, spoken in sacred rhythm, become frequencies that dismantle the grip of the unseen systems trying to bind you. Each repetition is a hammer strike against the false constructs surrounding you. Meditation and mantra silence are not passive acts. They are declarations of sovereignty over your energy and your soul. While the world tries to infiltrate your mind, these practices root you in divine connection, making you untouchable. Through daily stillness, you hear the whispers of wisdom meant only for you, unpolluted by the chaos of outside forces. Through sacred repetition, you amplify your light, creating ripples that no algorithm can decipher. Chosen ones, your silence is your strength, and your voice in stillness becomes your armor. In meditation, you are immovable. Through mantra, you are unstoppable. These are not mere practices, they are spiritual warfare, and they place you beyond the reach of their systems. Step into this silence and let it roar within you. These steps are not just precautions, they are declarations of sovereignty. Every action you take weakens their grip. You are not helpless, and you are not blind to their tactics. Take control of your environment, shield your energy, and remind them they are not entitled to what is sacred. You are untouchable, and your privacy is power. They fear your silence more than your words. Chosen ones, you are the quiet storm that unsettles their foundations. Every moment you hold your tongue, every second you withhold your energy, they crumble under the weight of your unspoken power. Your stillness is not emptiness. It is a force coiled, ready to strike. You are a dragon in slumber. They feel your presence, even in your stillness. Your silence roars louder than their systems can handle. They thrive on your reactions, your engagement, your willingness to play their game. But when you choose quiet, you rob them of control. Their systems stumble, their algorithms fail, and their grip weakens. They fear the unseen power of your restraint because they cannot predict the storm you hold within. In silence, you are untouchable. Your energy gathers like thunderclouds, charged and untamed. Speak only when it serves your purpose, and let every word land like lightning, shattering their illusions. You are the calm before the chaos, the stillness that holds destruction. Remember this: the less you say, the more they fear. The more they fear, the closer they are to falling. Your quiet is their undoing. They can't control what they don't understand, and your silence is their greatest mystery. Chosen ones, your power lies in what you withhold, not what you give. The systems that seek to bind you are built on noise, on your words, your reactions, your engagement. But when you embrace silence, you step outside their reach, rendering their control meaningless. Your quiet is not weakness. It is the ultimate act of defiance, a demonstration of strength they cannot replicate or diminish. Every moment you protect your energy, you disrupt their grip. Silence is not surrender. It is sovereignty. It is the space where your power grows, where your thoughts align with divine purpose, and where your spirit becomes untouchable. Your silence speaks volumes. They feel its weight, they fear its depth, and they falter in the face of its unshakable force. Now the challenge is yours. How will you protect your divine energy today? What steps will you take to shield your voice, to reclaim your space, to harness your silence as the weapon it was always meant to be? Share your stories, your strategies, your victories. Let your strength inspire others to rise. The revolution begins in your stillness.